All praise, all praises to Pastor Dow and Pastor Young. The debate topics was about Christmas and Easter for the believers. Should believers observe Christmas and Easter? So, Pastor Dow, Israelite pastor, who was on the side of negatory, a believer should not observe Christmas and Easter, whereas Pastor Young was on the side that you could and that believers should or can in honor of God or yeah. Now, being Israelite prepper, you would the onlooker would simply say, well, you're Israelite, Pastor Dow's Israelite or whatever, and of course you're going to agree with what he's saying. But I have recapped debates in the past. I've recapped debates in the past, and there has been instances where I agreed with the Christian rather than the Israelite. Reason why is because I look at argumentation. If you are an Israelite and you are of the faith, you know that not all Israelites agree with one another. So there has been debates where I just looked at the argumentation, and if someone makes a better argument, it doesn't even matter if they were right or wrong, but the argumentation, matters the most. I look for things if a person's argument isn't supported by evidence. They didn't use scripture. If we're talking about a scriptural debate, if their argument is riddled with non sequiturs, logical fallacies, so on and so forth. So I look at those type of things. Now on to the debate. Pastor Dow. Now, full disclosure, I did miss the first few minutes of it, like first 15 minutes of it. I really don't think it's going to make a difference. However, the video is already up and online, so I can go back and look at the first, I think, 10 or 15 minutes of it or something like that. But from when I came in and I watched it, it's I have to be honest, it really wasn't close. You can tell me. You tell me. I'll think I'll put a link in the description below, but it really wasn't close because Pastor Dow excuse me he just made the better argumentation. He actually used scriptures when that was appropriate, and then he used history when he was supporting his claim. So when he talked about Christmas, obviously Christmas is not in the Bible, and so he just went to history with the origins and where it came from. Now, obviously, it was incumbent upon the Christian pastor to defend the idea of, you know, celebrating, observing Christmas, and he just didn't offer a great defense. He didn't offer a great explanation. So that's what you're looking for in the debate. Sometimes you hear something in the debate and you're wondering, okay, what are they going to say about this? And then when that answer doesn't come or it's not very good, um, it's not pretty. Um, he the Christian pastor, this is with all due respect, he got washed. He got washed. It was a body bag. It really was because you'll notice. As a matter of fact, do your own due diligence. Watch the debate, right? And what I'm saying, and see if what I'm saying didn't occur, right? What was happening was after a while, it was almost like the Christian pastor, conceded that Pastor Dow was right because you would see him after in the rebuttal phases of the arguments, he would start to say, "Yeah, hey, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that," and then he kind of comes with a "but" kind of thing. But every time it was like, "Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Well, I can't argue with that." Da, da, da. It was a lot of that going on, and it didn't seem like he was steadfast in his beliefs, and he certainly didn't use scripture that much, and or he didn't cite many of his sources, so much so to where the audience picked up on it. They were like, wow, did he not use any scriptures whatsoever? You'll see that from the questions from the audience and things like that. Even Pastor Dow picked up on it once, and he's like, you're not citing any sources or anything like that. And then he actually did, the Christian pastor, he actually did make appeals to emotion. Okay, that's not necessarily how you win a debate. The appeal to the emotion is just not not gonna get it. But that's what he did. That's what happened. So please, I'm gonna put it in the description box below. Right now, I'm live, so it's not there, but I will put it in there just a second. But it was. It was a good debate. It was good because I wanted to see how each person would, you know, defend their what they believe. They defend their position. That's what I was looking for, and I was actually looking for it from both sides. In fact, I was looking at Pastor Dowell. What I thought. Now I don't know Pastor Young. I never know him, but what I've known when I've watched back debates, I've watched many debates, and a lot of times, Christian theologians are very eloquent. They're very eloquent. They can make stuff really sound good. So I was really expecting that to come forth. Whereas, Pastor Dowell is, he's just plain Jane. He tells you to you nice and simple, and easy to understand terms. And that's no slight or no shade towards him or anything like that. It's just that I was expecting the Christian pastor to be very, very eloquent and very, very persuasive, because that's what I found a lot in a lot of these theological debates. And I know this was really about Christmas and Easter and stuff. And it trailed off to a couple of things. They start talking about Sunday and things like that. And they start talking about the feast days and stuff, which I'm not too mad at that, because we are talking about celebration. The feast days are the holy days of the Most High Yah, and holidays are pretty much man-made. So that's okay that the feast days kind of crept in there. That's all right. Questions from the audience was pretty good. They were handled pretty well. I'm not sure if Pastor Young handled those pretty well. The questions from the audience and things like. See if I'm making it all up, or did you see some of the same things that I saw in the debate? So again, that's a debate between Pastor Dowell and Pastor Young. I think it's Ron Young. Forgive me if I got it wrong. Pastor Ron Young. And let's just talk about it a little bit. I mean, after this particular debate, if you are a Christian believer, I want you to check yourself. I want you to really ask yourself, did Pastor Young represent you well? Did he represent your side well? Did you still feel justified in celebrating Christmas and Easter? Did he support, what you believe, what you practice, if you're a Christian? I believe that Pastor Dow represented Israel in the Bible quite well. I just think he did. Now, that's fine. If you disagree, go watch the debate. Come back, put it in the comment section below, and tell me what did I miss? What did I miss on there? But that's just one man's opinion. So it was a debate, the great debate of Christmas and Easter. Should a believer in the Bible observe those particular holidays? And it went down yesterday between Pastor Dow and Pastor Young. Tell me what you think. Israelite Prepper.